Okay, we'll call this meeting to order at 4:02.
Just a quick question. Are we streaming? I just seen the clock on the one there still showing 0 and it's supposed to roll.
That's just it's actually on video, but it's not supposed to be rolling. It's okay.
No worries. Just making sure we're going.
We're good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else from administration? No?
No.
Nothing from the board? So Dave?
I'll move the agenda as presented.
Okay. All those in favor? That's carried. Thanks, Patricia. Adoption minutes. Does anybody see anything in the minutes that need to be changed or looked at? If not, I'll get a motion. Alan?
Move that we adopt the minutes as presented.
Okay. All those in favor? That's carried. Okay, now we'll move right on to 5.1. Go ahead, Peter.
I don't have, is 5.1, does it the development permit 15002/2024?
Yes.
Okay. So this is, the applicants are in attendance. The applicant owns a 154.52 acre parcel with the legal description of part southwest 26, 5810 west of the 5th. Is zoned A2. And the application is a discretionary use for a garden suite manufactured home. The parcel is zoned A2, and with that, the garden suite is the discretionary use. Section 75 outlines our garden suite regulations there. It was referred to our infrastructure department with no concerns, and it was advertised in local newspapers, and letters were sent to adjacent landowners outlining the proposed development permit, and no letters of concern were received to date. I don't really see anything too specific else that I'd have to go over on this, but it is my recommendation that the Municipal Planning Commission approve this development permit 15002/2024 for garden suite manufactured home with the following conditions. And would you like me to go through those conditions?
Anyone want him to go through those conditions? Go ahead.
I've read them, Mr. Chair, but I just have a question on these conditions.
Okay, go ahead.
So we were at a seminar not too long ago, a legal seminar, and we were talking about specifying who can live where, like relations to, and at the time they said that was struck down. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
However, we have to continue with the land use bylaw that we currently have in place and how it's written. It is on our list of items to be amended.
Okay, so just so that I'm clear on the process, when is the start of the land use bylaw amendment?
We're just through the chair to Councillor Burrows, we're in the process of collectively making that list, and then doing like a public engagement plan, as well as where we involve council in the process as well.
Okay.
And then that'll be coming forward here shortly.
So, sorry, Mr. Chair, if I
No,
could.
go ahead.
So my only, first of all, I'm perfectly fine with the development application. I like the way it is. I think, you've got 154 acres, you want to do something with your land, you do something with it, and put it in building on a problem. But where does this leave them? If the land use bylaw is in the 2 years, we specify that it has to be removed post. From what I'm seeing in the new land use bylaws that are written from others, it's permanent, or it kind of puts everybody in a weird spot here, and I don't understand how we're, like, usually once something's struck down, it's struck down. I don't understand how we're doing this. So if you could just explain that to me.
Through the chair to Councillor Burrows, what occurs is they are considered grandfathered in. So if there are existing garden suites, we're not going to run out there and ask them to be removed. they'll continue as a grandfathered item. But if there's, and depending on how we look at these garden suites, if they're eliminated, they could be viewed as secondary residences. But that's a conversation we have around the table with council and the residents to see what the desire is for
There's a-
replacement of those.
And conditionally, there's an expiration date of 2 years on this.
Yep.
Is that the standard to reapply after 2 years?
It's not to reapply, it would just be to, so every garden suite that's come from whenever we introduced this, I don't even know when, from this land use bylaw in 2017, every 2 years, they would have to fill out the affidavits stating that, one, they're the same landowners, and two, that the same occupant is in that garden suite. So that would be what would change with the new land use bylaw, right? Yeah.
And I'm sorry, just one more thing. The concept of grandfathering, I understand. You approve something under a bylaw that's currently here, and then the bylaw changes as you go down the road, and because it was approved under the old bylaw, the new bylaw doesn't automatically mean you have to, comply with that everything under the old bylaw has to be swept away. That's kind of different than what we have here, and I'm not sure of the court case exactly, but it would probably have been Court of Queen's Bench that struck it down.
I'm not aware of.
So no one's aware of, because we did have the legal end of it, didn't we? Janine?
In which indicated to us that we leave until we amend the land use bylaw, we just carry on with approving them the way that we are.
Conforming to our current land use bylaw.
So unless is there case law out there beyond that? Has someone challenged it?
Well, I think that's what happened, isn't that?
No, so the Municipal Government Act was amended?
Okay,
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to-
Yeah, it was an amendment through the Municipal Government Act
Okay.
that we have to be careful on, who's occupying these.
Okay.
Or not indicating exactly who's occupying them, right? Because in our bylaw, it has to have
We
a
have to have
family
these
relationship or,
affidavits would
Right.
would
Yeah.
not be required
yeah.
per the amendment to the MGA.
okay. So now it makes sense.
Yeah, so, but that'll be definitely a conversation that'll be around the table when
Okay.
we review the land use bylaws.
With that, unless anyone else has any questions, since I've gone on for such a long time, sorry, go ahead.
No, I have an additional question to these garden suites as well, and that is, what happens when, say, 5 years down the road, or 10 years down the road, those properties are sold, or that property is sold? Is there a process?
So, to the chair, yes, there is a process. There's a condition on there that if the land is sold or if the occupant is no longer there, then the mobile home needs to be removed. And in most cases, if there's been a property sale, it could be that the individual that's purchasing it, has had a family member that wants to reside in that. So then we've just asked them to reapply
Okay,
through that process. But yeah, if a property is sold, then yeah, there is a condition there that the mobile home be removed from the property. But in most cases, we've had application come in because they've looked at the property, it's got a second residence on here, so then they'll inquire and we'll direct them that, there's there, you just need to apply to keep it there.
okay, and one more question.
Yeah.
So what would be the criteria for a second residence? Like, how would that work? Would that have to be subdivided, or is that a specific?
No, there's the provisions in the land use bylaw, anything over 70 acres can have an allotted second residence on it if
Okay.
it's used for agricultural purpose or some means
Okay,
of agriculture, yeah.
okay.
So, sorry now. I don't want to miss the boat here. So, anybody that bought that land, it wouldn't be a garden suite anymore? It would be considered a true second residence, and they could generate revenue, or
In the new land use bylaw,
like if, the land is sold?
that's the conversation that we have to have, is like, how are we going to deal with these existing garden suites? Do we just make them like a permanent second residence, or, yeah,
Okay.
It's a conversation that'll have to be had.
Okay, thanks for that.
Is there any more questions? If not,
None for me. If this one is done there, I'll go ahead and make the motion that the Municipal Planning Commission approved development permit 15-002-2024 for garden suite manufactured home with the following conditions.
any more discussion? If not, all those in favor? Okay, that one's carried. Good. You're on your way. Right. 5.2.
Okay.
Oh, you went through.
So the applicant here rents a 9.69 acre parcel with the legal description of Plan 3295 NS, no block, Lot 1, which is on Part Southwest 235912 west of the 5th. And this is for a home occupation major bound to detail, which is an auto detailing service. It was operating within the town and now is operating in the county here. Home occupation major is a discretionary use within CR, and basically the business may operate outside in an accessory building, but the business must still operate as a secondary use to the residence, and may include outdoor storage of materials. And so with that infrastructure, it was referred to a structure with which they said, don't see any issues with the request, just let the applicants know that they will need to follow road ban weights during the spring if this is something that could affect their customers, which is covered under condition 1, and then referred to economic development officer, with which he pointed out that for the standpoint of this business, which should be welcome addition to our business community, additional local traffic will likely not disrupt the neighborhood. Proper compliance with all environmental requirements, including for wastewater, should be followed, which is covered under condition 12. It was advertised as a discretionary use in local papers, and letters were sent to adjacent landowners with no letters of concern received to date. It is my recommendation to the Municipal Planning Commission that we approve development permit 15-005-2024 for home occupation major bound to detail with the following conditions. Were there any questions on those conditions?
No questions?
Do you just, one question, are we looking like car detailing or automotive repair?
Just car detailing, yeah.
I know the property, I know where this is at, and
Should be new.
maybe, well, we'll say, as far as traffic or whatnot, we do have kind of sightly, whatever, provisions and stuff. We're not gonna have something where this looks like a parking lot full of vehicles.
No, and I don't even think vehicles are staying for more than a day, from what I understand. Like, it's like, drop it off, pick it up.
Go ahead, Dave.
If there's no other, I guess, comments or questions, I'll make the recommended motion that the Municipal Planning Commission approved development permit 15-005-2024 for home occupation major bound to detail with the list of conditions.
Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor? That one's carried. Okay, now, next meeting, the 6th of March?
6th of March, yeah, I think there's like 7 items or 6 items, so it should be,
Okay,
it's the busiest one I think I've had since I've been here, so.
March 6th,
That's at 5, I
5
believe.
o'clock.
It says 5.
Okay, Go ahead.
I'm not gonna be here for that one. I'm actually gonna be on the conference for that one, so
Okay.
I will not be
so we'll have to make sure we have.
We'll make sure.
quorum. Okay,
Good to know, thank you.
thanks, John. I guess then we have one more motion. Dave?
Anything else to jump out for? I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Okay. All those in favor? We are adjourned.
See you later.